Okay, an update on the holster. The dye's all dried, and well, you can see that I have this glued onto it with the snaps. This is finished. This part here, I've already put a top coat on and finished it before I put the snaps on, and glued it to the side. Of course, I use my contact cement. And that's just to hold it in place while I put in the stitch holes and stitch it in. It's really the stitches that hold this together. Yeah, the glue helps. The glue helps strengthen that, but mostly, basically, it's the stitches that hold together. I also got the belt clip. That's all ready to go, and same thing. I got it glued on. And I got all the stitch holes punched. Now on the inside, you can see there's nothing metal that's going to touch the gun. Oops. So as the gun's coming in and out, it won't get scratched up by the back side of the snaps or the rivets. I said rivets. Well, yeah, a rivet. It's got a rivet right there. Also, I took and I recessed where the stitch line is on the inside, and on the welt where the stitch is going to come across there, I've grooved that in as well to make a smooth transition to the stitching. And of course over here I've also grooved the stitches in. Now my next step is, well, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it. And after the stitching's done, I'm going to take care of burnishing all these edges all around here, just because once it's folded over they're more difficult to get to. I can get to them, you know, but it's easier to do it this way. The inside of the bottom edge I'm not going to burnish because it's going to be completely sewn shut. It's going to have a closed bottom on it. So, of course, I won't be burnishing the inside because that'll just look, well, wrong. But once this is all stitched together, I'm going to go through, sand the edge, dye it, bevel it, do all the edge work, and then do a finished top coat on it. Now, I might just re-top coat this and this along with the whole rest of the holster when that's done. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead, stitch that, do the burnishing here all the way up to the strap, and like I said before, I'll cut the end of the strap once I have the snaps on it, and I'm happy with the way it looks, and I'm happy with the extra length. It'll sit right about like that, so it'll probably be about even with the bottom of this piece. And also, I'm going to go ahead and do a finish or a top coat on the inside before I fold it over. Normally, with an open bottom holster, let's see what I got here. Here we go. Like this in here, what I would do is I would go ahead, finish the holster, sew it together, do all the molding and stuff, and then go inside with a dauber and top coat it that way, and over here, and little spots that are in the corners, I can go ahead and get those with a Q-tip. But since I won't be able to get into the bottom of this one, and the dauber doesn't reach all the way down inside, I'm going to go ahead and do the coating on the inside before I fold that over. It's not going to be a molded holster, so I don't have to worry about that so much. But I am going to wet it and encourage it into shape a bit after it's sewn shut, and then top coat the outside. So let me get to the stitching, and we'll get back to you. I'm not going to show this stitching and this stitching and this burnishing and all that right now. I am going to go ahead and do all those steps after I get it folded over and I do the edge work and the stitching work and all that stuff on this edge. So I'll show you my way of doing it all then. So, well, let me get to work and we'll get back to you once I get a little bit further along. Okay, I've got these, I got the bits all stitched on the front, and a full perimeter stitch on the belt clip on the back. Now, I'm going to stitch this edge down after this gets folded over and I do this stitch here. But for now, I've got the tan coat on the inside. That helps to hold the nap down, and it protects the leather, and it also protects the stitching on the inside. And you can see that, I don't know if you can, how we can see that, but the stitching is recessed below the surface of the leather. So, you know, it won't, when you're putting the gun and taking it out, it won't be constantly scraping on that. Well, now I'm going to give this tan coat on the inside a little bit of time to dry. Then going to go ahead and fold it over and glue this edge. And I'll probably leave that to dry overnight. And then tomorrow I'll come back and do my stitching. Well, actually tomorrow I'll sand it and I'll do the edge beveling and the dye work and do all the edge work. And then after all that's done, then I'll do the stitch line. It's coming right along. Well, then after all that, I'll put the final finish on it and it'll be all nice and pretty and shiny.